The White House announcing new sanctions on Russia, those sanctions targeting Russia's two largest oil companies. NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez joins me now. Gabe, this had been a step that the president had been pressed on for months. Would they announce more sanctions here today in the wake of canceling what he had planned to be a trip to meet Vladimir Putin in Budapest? Here, the administration is announcing more sanctions.
Yeah, that's right, Kristen. And look, a senior White House official telling me a short time ago that the president governs by instinct and he felt the time was right to impose these sanctions. The official also telling me that this was related to the meeting between Vladimir Putin and President Trump falling through. Essentially, the president growing increasingly frustrated that both sides have not been able to agree to a ceasefire. But as you said, those sanctions just being announced within the past few minutes by the Treasury Department against Russia's two largest oil companies and dozens of subsidiaries as well. So certainly this is something that Ukraine had called for, but Ukraine had wanted the United States to go further and approve and provide those long-range Tomahawk missiles, which President Trump has not yet done. But it does appear again just this afternoon. We got wind of it earlier this afternoon from the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who indicated that these sanctions were coming. And again, just a few moments ago, Kristen, the U.S. slapping new sanctions on Russia's two largest oil companies. Kristen.
So talk about the significance, Gabe. Is this a shift in strategy? And it comes as President Trump is meeting with the
Yeah, look, the president just a few days ago, the president had indicated that he seemed optimistic that just within the next few weeks, he would meet with Vladimir Putin in Hungary. Certainly, that has fallen through just within the last few days. This week, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who, by the way, was at the White House today, he had a phone call with the Foreign Minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, where it became clear to the administration that Russia was not interested in peace at this point, and the president did not feel that a face-to-face meeting with Putin point would be productive. So certainly, you know as well as anyone, Kristen, that for quite some time now, President Trump has been reluctant to impose these any further sanctions on Russia. Critics of the administration have accused the president of, going by while Vladimir Putin kicked the can down the road, so to speak. So this does seem like an escalation in terms of economic sanctions. But again, Ukraine has also called for more weapons support from the United States. The senior White House official I spoke with did say that the president not ruling out a meeting with Putin. In fact, he would like to have one at some point. Just at this point, the time is not right, and that is why the president decided to go ahead with these sanctions today.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.